Hey Dear Valley! In the last video, we took a look at how to use a food label. We looked at the serving size, the calories, nutrients we should try to eat more of, and those we should try to limit. In this video, we're going to go a little deeper. Specifically, we're going to focus on the percent daily value. Remember that the percent daily value refers to the daily recommended amounts of each nutrient. So, how can we best use this information? First, we want to start with the serving size, just like we did in the last video. We start with the serving size because that amount of food is connected to how much of each nutrient is provided. Next, we're going to look at all of those percentages listed on the right-hand side, the percent daily value for each nutrient. For each percentage, we can determine if the food we are eating is high, low, or a good source of each nutrient. And we do this using the 5-20 rule. So the 5-20 rule works like this. If a percentage is equal to or below 5%, it is considered low in that nutrient. If a percentage is equal to or above 20%, it is considered high in that nutrient. If a percentage falls in between those values, 6% through 19%, it is considered a good source or enough. So we're going to take a look at some examples that are listed here for us. And so first we have the total fat listed at 18%. If we look at our number line at the top, we can see that 18% falls between 6 and 19, and that makes it a good source. Saturated fat is listed at 15%, and that too falls between 6 and 19, making it also a good source. Cholesterol is listed at 10%, a good source. And then sodium is listed at 20%. So now I want you to look at that number line and I want you to see where does that fall in the number line. 20%. That's right, it's considered high. Now let's look at the total carbs, and that's at 10%. We've already had this number, so we know that that is considered a good source of that nutrient. And then we can look at fiber, which is at 0. Now take a look at the number line, and we can see that this makes this food, that the nutrient amount in this food is really the lowest it can possibly go. And so we know that that one's low. Looking at added sugars, you can see that's at 20%. And so tell me what that means. That's right, it's high as well. So why don't you go ahead and try the last 4 on your own: vitamin A, vitamin C, calcium, and iron. Okay, so we can see vitamin A at 4% is considered low. Vitamin C at 2% is considered low. Calcium at 20% we already know is considered high. And then the iron at 4% is also considered low. And that's it. You've now used the 5-20 rule to understand if a nutrient is low, high, or a good source in that food. Now remember when we talked about trying to limit some nutrients and eat more of others? This is how you can use the 5-20 rule to help guide you. For example, we now know that this particular food is high in sodium. That lets us know to try to eat foods with less sodium for the rest of the day. What is another example of a nutrient we should try to eat less of, but is actually high in this food? That's right, added sugars, and they're at 20%, making it high. Lastly, what is a nutrient that we want to try and eat more of, but it is actually very low in this food? Correct. Fiber is very low at 0%. We can definitely use more of this particular nutrient. Okay, so I hope this video helped you understand how to use a food label to help guide your food choices when possible. If you have any questions about this or anything else nutrition and health related, please add them in the comments. Thanks for watching and have an amazing day.